Good evening. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. I'm. The energy is. It's overwhelming for some. I mean, just the time we're in. It's Christmas time. There's so many things happening. There's a lot of tragedy around the world, but also there's a lot of great opportunities. I want to send all my best wishes and love to all my supporters, okay? I can feel you, and I appreciate your support. There's things going on at so many levels that, you need that support. Everyone needs that support, so I want to thank you for that. I want to start off with critical race theory. Critical race theory is Marxist communist ideology being taught through our K through 12 schools, through the universities, society, the corporations. They're trying to implement that in the military, and it won't be tolerated. I'm very happy and very just motivated and moved by all the people coming together and working in order to voice their opinion, use their pens, speak their mind, do the things they feel necessary in order to call out and to eliminate the critical race theory. Marxist communist ideology just will not be tolerated in America. It doesn't line up with the American values, So, Superintendent Cooper, I'm calling you out. You are the plausible deniability for the Mason School Board. I highly suggest you contact Project Veritas, America's Principles Project, momsforliberty.org, Stop Critical Race Theory, or the Heritage Foundation, and tell your story before it's too late. It was something I wanted to bring up. Okay. We had a teacher, Coach Funk, all right? And we had him for a study hall in the afternoon. Okay. And I heard somebody dropped LSD in his coffee, all right? So, at the time, okay, we got a laugh out of it. But my whole thing was, something's not right with that, because you shouldn't do that to somebody. You shouldn't slip something in on them, not knowing, okay? And it could have been a very dangerous situation. And who knows? It could have had major impacts that nobody knows about, see? So even though, we may thought it was cute or funny at the time, I don't look at it that way anymore. I really don't look at those things that way anymore. So that's a good one. That's a good one right there. I wanted to talk about communism in Tiananmen Square. Okay. My ancestors and my position has opened me. I'm looking at everything from a different point of view now, especially when it comes to my Air Force career and the timeline about, what's gone on in my life and all of our lives, that have been around that long. So, during Tiananmen Square, we saw really what communism was about. When someone tried to stand up for themselves, they got ran over by the tank, okay? So I always had a lot of respect for him. The gentleman who did that, I don't know his name, but he stood on his conviction. And I think we've forgotten how fucking strong and totalitarian the system is, okay? And it's evil, right? So ever since then, it seems like with the culture change and then everything that we've been advertised and taught, TV, movies, all the input there, it has almost come to glamorize. And I don't mean to put down any, Chinese people. No, I'm not. That's not my goal. My point is kind of to give the example of that's really what we were facing. But we don't see that in the news anymore. We don't see what really goes on. So that snapshot of communism is really what it's about. And since then, it's been mainstreamed and normalized and everything. Remember back in the 90s, it was a big running joke about Asian children in Asian schools or making fun of them like they were doing something wrong by obeying their parents, right? And trying to do their best in studying education so they can, move forward. And that has turned out to be very, very true. So that was not a joke about that. So, but as far as normalizing things and taking the face of communism away from what that really was in Tiananmen Square and replacing it with something that is more, desirable, uplifting, meaning to convince you that somehow everything's okay like that. Okay. I got trouble with my light here. So then when I look at the Gulf War, I look at the Gulf War and, I was active duty. Patriotism was very high. We listened to it at work. My boss, Larry Hall, he had a transistor radio. So we were listening to it, So it was like, this is the real deal. And our patriotism was high. The country was united. We were seeing briefings from the military that were very professional, General Schwarzkopf, General Powell, and I had a good sense of security that hey, our leadership was sound, and our country was in the right direction. And it seemed as though that was the case, but later on we found out that things were a lot different. So a lot of major shifts were happening there, in between Tiananmen Square, the fall of communism, the Berlin Wall, that was happening, So all those things together, big major changes during that time frame. So my point is, with the communism, that was the real face of it. And somehow we've forgotten that, So it's a good wake-up call. I mean, it's a necessary wake-up call that, together we take a look at this and make sure it doesn't take over our country, basically. The Statue of Liberty, We visited the Statue of Liberty, I don't know what year, early 70s, when we went to New York City. And somehow, I don't know what it was under something, but they let us, if you wanted to, you could go to the very top, but you had to climb the stairs, right? So I don't know who went with me. There was a couple people. We actually did it, and it was, it was something else. But once we got to the top, that view was fantastic, right? So it was just one of those times, where you just had the opportunity was there. You had to do the work, and then, at the end, that's where you got the view. Along with a serious note, though, along with this, family and family crime syndicate or whatever you want to call it, as far as how your family is and how that manifests into what's happening today, I take a look at my cousin Mike, Michael Stubbs. He's been called out because I believe he's part of the part of Faye and Lanny Matthews' crew. Okay? And, but I look at that, I look back at that, and I look back at the so happy days that we spent, me and my ex-wife Lourdes, in Monterey. Okay? But part of that good time was, I realize now, more passive aggressive. Like, he really didn't like what was going on because he didn't have it. Okay. And I can see that remarks in little things, made to break up our marriage. Or, hey, I want what's coming to me, Eddie Murphy. And so he's trying to prod me on. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? I understand it's coming from a place of great pain, okay? Some that I don't realize. But now I see the main thing was to get us apart, by passive aggressive. The other thing that really reminded me that of, he was making fun of and, making judgments about K. June and Ronnie. And yes, he met them as a child, but he didn't know them, okay? So if you're basing your judgments or whatever on stories that people tell you over and over, it's you got to take a look at that. I think take a step back and try to what's going on here really. Okay. God has blessed me in my life, okay? And when you look at yourself to make the changes that you need to do or you feel you need to do, if you're being called to do that, if you're not feeling right with your situation or whatever. So that's very hard work, okay? And I do commend you because it's very hard work. When I moved back to Mason, okay, it was not a good time, because I was still taking drugs. I still had something. I think I still had tramadol. I think I got rid of Valium, but I'm not sure. Okay. But anyway, I had the idea, about getting healthier or trying to feel better. I didn't expect the fight that I was in for, but that's okay. It really is. I didn't have this goal in mind to look a certain way or be a certain way, anything like that. But I got the mindset of, can I really do this? Can I do the right things in order to heal myself, my body? But it's not just that, the body, mind, and spirit, right? So, my goal was to make it to the Social Security age and, be healthy for that. So, little things add up over time, but the mindset, can I do it? The research, implementation of the little things on a daily basis over time, it really pays dividends off, It really does. But, it starts with the thought and the notion, the motivation. Can I do this? How do I do it? Okay, let me try to do it. And if it doesn't go right, let me try to adjust it on the way. So, I'm really serious, though, about one thing when I say about the God's blessings and the love, okay? When you work on the change, be the change. How can I say it? The daily things that you do can help you work into who you want to be to reach your goals, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm very blessed. My mother, Gladys Purdue, you know, she did her best to teach me about love and self-love again. And with our love and our joy, we're confident in what we're doing, but also, you know, to the childlike creativity and the curiosity, okay? Because for me, when you're in that kind of state, when you're in that kind of flow, that's when the real creativity comes through. So it's a time for healing. It's a time for moving forward. It's Christmas. There's so many positive things, and no matter what that pain has been, okay, just I really do believe that with God's help, you can make those changes. The self-love is imperative, but also the forgiveness, okay? And part of that forgiveness is the boundaries. And, you know, there's not a lot of self-respect in letting things get out of hand, okay? So when those boundaries are set, those boundaries have to be set, not because of any other reason other than you have to be true to yourself. Tori Morris. She ran for Secretary of State of Ohio. She did not win. Frank LaRose and the Republican rhinos kept her off the ballot as a Republican. These things have been going on for a long, long time. Okay. Tori kept on and she ran as an independent. Frank LaRose tried to discredit her count on the number of signatures that she needed in order to qualify to run as an independent. He disagreed with that, and Tori took him to court. She sued him, and she won. She won in Ohio Supreme Court, okay? And that's the story. Now she has a lawsuit, okay? It's nothing new, but it is for the right of the people in order to inspect our machines, in order to count the votes for an election. Tori helped me realize more than anything, that we are the government, okay? We the people collectively, and we have every right to do that. We paid for those machines with our money, okay? These are our tax dollars, and we have those rights. Tori's done more hard work to uncover voter fraud in Ohio and everywhere around the world, okay? The education that she's putting out on ToriSays.com has helped people wake up and really realize these things are true, and also how to take action step by step in order to realize that this is ours. The only thing holding us back is not being able to take the right avenues in order to gain our freedom back, okay? You can check her work at ToriSays.com. There's a lot of great articles on there. Strzok and Page, January 6th, the elections, Obama, all down the line. She's doing great work, okay? And I think people should support her. I really do. She's a single mom. She's working on her own. She's done her best. And the Republican establishment, the rhinos, and all the tentacles of their organizations, they won't be successful. President Trump was right about a lot of things. He was right about our freedom of speech. He was right about January 6th. He was right about oil, energy as a matter of national security. We don't need to go in any foreign countries and try to negotiate or anything for oil. We have the resources right here. President Trump was right about a lot of things, but I really believe he was right about the elections. I want to thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great evening. Please check out my store on Etsy. It's Doomans. There's some military t-shirts and things, that some of the old designs, we're bringing them back new. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless you, and God bless America. Keep on keeping on.